This is Noah. I don't believe I made a video on it. I'm trying to remember. There's a lot of videos that I recorded and then didn't put out for one reason or another. I'm trying to remember if it was one of them. Anyway, some potential news has come out from Midori about SEGA's Super game. It's predicated by there being a rumor or a leak, what have you, that there would be Persona content coming to Fortnite. I don't know if it was substantiated or anything. I don't follow Fortnite, even the SEGA related stuff too. Not my ballpark, not my business, nor my concern. But anyway, a lot of people have taken it to be gospel, and so it would seem that Midori here has simultaneously seems to have substantiated it and also disconfirmed it. They've got a tweet here, a challenge for a Fortnite collaboration with SEGA and Atlas titles. Could be because SEGA is competing with Fortnite and other games as a service titles with the Super game concept. And they responded to someone who was directly asking if the Persona 5 thing is happening, and they're like, I don't know. To say I don't know means to tell me that it's possible that this, in some form, has been true, but may no longer be. Now, I'm going to use my own brain for a second and draw some lines here, some connections. And this is going back to what I heard about before, which was that it's possible that SEGA has their own version of a kind of Roblox, Fortnite type of thing. An article over on Insider Gaming highlighted an interview with CNBC where SEGA's chief operating officer, Shuji Utsumi, provided some more context as to what to expect with their Super game. And the important thing to highlight about it is that it would not only be a game, but also community, user-generated content, and a new way of having fun with games. Fortnite of late has introduced this idea of almost making Fortnite, besides being a game, as almost being like a development platform for other games. Roblox has been out here doing this for a while. The concept of Dreams on the PlayStation was out here doing this as well. This idea of a game that makes other games. A game whose content potentially is entirely generated by the users, and the experience is up to the users to define. Well, what's interesting about this to me is you can almost see this little, like, progression here. Sonic has always had fan games out the wazoo. Constantly, there's fan games everywhere. There was fan games within Dreams. That's interesting. And then later, Sonic Speed Simulator on Roblox. I believe an officially licensed experience. That's interesting. I would like to make a hypothesis based off of this information that I would wager that SEGA would like to have their own platform for doing this. Imagine, if you will, if SEGA could essentially weaponize the Sonic fan games. Imagine if they had their own platform where they would ideally try to host fan games for their own stuff. I could see why they would want to do that. Now, what this could potentially mean is that the reason why we're not seeing Persona, or even Sonic, I think, in Fortnite is because they're holding back their own IPs to be within their own service, their own game. Now, am I going to put all my money in that basket? Not necessarily. I could kind of get it, like, if you don't want to have Joker Persona 5 in Fortnite, where users could potentially, make their own games, experiences, and then use your IPs in it, where you might rather have that in your own thing. I get it. Because imagine, if you will, if they put Joker in Fortnite, but they also put Joker in their own games as a service thing. Well, the average Persona fan might prefer to just jump over to Fortnite something they may have already played, something they may already have installed, rather than trying to adopt this relatively new concept of the games as a service thing. Something that may not necessarily be supplied with the kind of content right at launch that's going to get people to want to play. You know, because again, this is something where the user-generated content is going to potentially be the defining feature of it. Therefore, if people are not making fun stuff for it, then they're not necessarily going to bother. I draw your attention to the one that was on Google Stadia, whose name you don't remember, because such a concept is not all that interesting if no one is using it. And that's where games as a service irritates me, because, like, so many games are out here trying to steal your time and your money, and the only reason why I'd want to play it is if there's actually people using it. But it's a self-defeating cycle, because if I don't think that people are going to be using it, then that's one less person who's actually going to be using it. And if there's anyone else out there like me, it is going to be a self-fulfilling prophecy. Not to go on a complete tangent about this, but I insist that if you as a game company, listen to me, if you want to make a live service game, go ahead, do it. But do two things for me and anyone else like me. Number one, have ample single-player content so that if your game does not succeed and you have to shut it down a year later, or at any point, then it can still have value. And number two, have it be that it has the capability of doing peer-to-peer connections or the ability for users to have their own servers for things, so that if you have to take down your official servers, then the users can still have the ability to play it. That's all I ask. How are you going to get people doing your online retrospectives if they can't play your games? Anyway, I really don't remember if I made a video discussing this as a concept, but I remember thinking to myself, I was so convinced of this, that for real, one of the first things I thought when I saw the Game Awards, like, rapid-fire trailer for, like, all the SEGA games, I thought that maybe these were all games being made in SEGA's, like, Roblox thing. You know what I mean? Like, not to discredit the games, but in the early look of them, it kind of had me thinking that. I guess I'm kind of happy that's not what it was, because it would have been a bit of a... I think it actually would have been sold very poorly if SEGA announced all of these, like, games, but then all of them are only within their, like, SEGA Roblox thing. Like, they're all just, like, user-generated games that are, like... It would be, like, 5 times over getting that one Conquer game that's only in, like, Dreams, I think it was. Was that what that was? I think that's what it was. No, wasn't it? That wasn't Dreams. I know it was something else, but, like, if anything, when I think of that in post, I'll put it in the video, and that also will just add to the lists of games that are used as examples to draw comparison to what SEGA might be doing behind closed doors. Anyway, what do you guys think of the idea of SEGA trying to make their own Roblox-like platform? Assuming that it has the utilities needed for people to have a good development experience, do you think people will actually adopt this, or will they let it go to the wayside and continue making some of the most impressive Sonic Fangames I've ever seen in Roblox? Let me know in the comments below what you think. This is Noah. SEGA's Super Game. See ya.